Hey guys, welcome back to playing Red Carpet Diaries, Book 2, Chapter 13. Filming for the Last Duchess is underway, but are you up to the demands of the role? Of course we are, because this is Thomas Hunt's movie, and we're going to make him proud. That's all I care about. We're going to produce a good movie, not like our last movie. Red Carpet Diaries 2. Let's get it, let's go. Let's get it, let's go. Chapter 13, what goes down must come up. All the way down, down, down. You know how convinced tech millionaire Tucker Paisley to finance the Last Duchess. Back in LA, Hunt has rented a studio. The cast and crew gather around to hear what the day holds. I'm sure you all heard the good news by now. Our meeting with Paisley was a success. The movie is fully financed. Everyone breaks down excited, chatter, woo woo, ha ha. Please stay focused. All this means is that now the real work begins. Also, that my rent is getting paid this month. Yeah, seriously, priorities. Harley offers Addison a tiny fist bump. Hunt clears his throat, quieting everyone down. Today we'll be rehearsing a pivotal scene between the Duchess and Patrick. Harley, can you give us some context? It's Frances' first appearance in court since the death of her husband. She's short on funds and most of her servants have deserted her, so she's enlisted Patrick to stand in as her footman at court. Frances is planning an intimate dinner with the king. Her future could depend on the outcome. She's walking Patrick to the steps. A proper table service. I think that's a good place to start. Any questions? Just one. Has anything romantic happened between them? What's Patrick's usual job? I'm gonna go with this. Because I really need to know. Great question. Not yet. There has been moments of tension, but nothing overt. Okay. So we're still in lingering gaze size territory. Pretty much. Exactly. And she's... Be careful not to reveal too much in front of the court. Okay. You and Chris not taking in a note. I think that should be enough to start. The scene will take place in Frances' room at court. Hunt points you to a corner of the set, built out to resemble an intimate formal dining room. Take your seat and Chris stands behind you. Whenever you're ready. What would you have me do, madam? Or ma'am? You must have called me ma'am in his royal presence. We're so formal at Richmond. Here, I am your grace. You glance over at Hunt. He's biting his lip, arms fold. He shakes his head and raises a hand. Cut, Dakota, I need you to focus. I'm sure those were the lines. Or what, Chris? No, he's your servant. You barely make eye contact with him. So what am I focusing on? Could you give me a little more direction? One of the biggest things in this movie is the class divide between the Duchess and Patrick. It's what makes their desire so forbidden. You need to see that in every interaction. Right now, you're emoting like an American, but I need aristocrat restraint. Do you understand? No. I think so. Good, then let's pick up where we left off. I'm losing confidence. You and Chris take a couple deep breaths and launch back into the scene. Yes, your grace. And what shall I do? I've never been a footman. The kitchen staff will deliver the courses. When each arrives, you will serve. Cut. Damn, it's my mark. I felt a little off. No, Dakota, it's your accent's all wrong. But Chris and I sound almost exactly the same. That's the problem. Patrick is nowhere near the Duchess social class. Your accents should be worlds apart. Right, I'll try something else then. Fortunately, I anticipate some additional training will be necessary in order for you to really inhabit the role of the Duchess. You can practice with Miss Doyley. She's one of the premier dialect coaches in the business. Once she's satisfied, you can move on to the next lesson. Hunt stalks are already barking orders to someone else. Miss Doyley buzzes up to you, hand outstretched. It's Miss Harley Nay! Yo, it's Miss Harley Nay. I missed you. It's nice to meet you together. I'm sure we could get your accent to shape. You shake her hand. Nice to meet you too. Can't wait to get started, but I'm not sure this will work. Be confident. What a lovely attitude. I've always been a good student. But what accent will I be learning exactly? Do we even know how people spoke in the Duchess' time? Not exactly, but that puts us in a fortunate position. Your accents could be less priceless and peace. Such a distant time period. Something close to RP. They wanted a trickier location-based accents. Close to RP? Receive impersonation. It's a rather plumbing British accent with fairly specific pronunciation rules. No fashion these days. That's exactly what we're after, isn't it? How do you know there's no offense, but you sound American? Oh, do I? Wait, what? That's a perfect British accent. What about now? Okay, now I can swear she's from Australia. Maybe we could get the tea together later. She sounds like she just flew in from Russia. Like, how did you learn all those accents? I'll tell you, but CIA missions are highly classified. So don't piss you off? Heavens no, unless you know Krav Maga. You shake your head wide-eyed. Well then, are you ready to begin? Absolutely. The first thing to remember is that high-class British drop the R at the end of the word. So, better isn't better, is better. Yeah, I get it. So they dropped the R. I get it. That makes sense. You may have noticed I also pronounced the T sound and better very forcibly. Americans might turn into a D sound, but posh British enunciate the T. So it's like better. Cause what else we say better, like we say like with the D like better instead of better. Got hard T sounds. What else do I need to know? There are some words Americans pronounce creatively, but which Brits pronounces they written? Come again? The word, yeah, I get total difference. Like in America, we say herb, but the Brits will say herb. So we drop the H. I don't know why, but that's how it is. The word herb, for example, Americans might drop the H, but Brits will say it. Like Uncle Herb. Exactly, but without that pesky R sound, again and Ben are other words they pronounce as they written. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to click that fast. God, the letter U is pronounced ew. So I wouldn't want to tell someone they were stupid, as it would be rude. What? Okay, what? It would be a D. I'm so confused. She claps her hands together, pleased with your progress. The rest is more idiosyncratic, but this is a good start, and I'll be on set to help with the specifics. Are you ready for a little quiz on what you learned? I don't know. Ready as I'll ever be. Tell me, how would the Duchess say been? Oh my goodness. I barely paid attention. Marmalade. Like it's spelled through her marmalade. That's one of those words Brits pronounce as written. Right, I remember now. Alright, this is a bit tricky. I said a couple principles in this. How would you pronounce this? Shows up a glass of water. Wait, what? Hard T, drop R. Water. Exactly, hard T sounds and drop R sounds very posh. Last one. How is the letter U pronounced in the word like rude? Is it ew? Excellent. That U sound is a very tough one. You saw. So instead of saying rude, they said rude. That's really wow. That's interesting. Why don't we go over again? Yes. Tell me, how would the... I really don't... Like I spelled, I really don't remember. So, being. So, instead of been, it would be like... So, how have you been? Actually, you sound just like the queen. Alright, this is a bit tricky. I said... Okay. Hard T, drop the R. Excellent. Hard T, yeah. Last one, so it'll be like... Ew. Okay, I think I got it. It's a word to cut it. You well on your way to pass for a British aristocrat. Thanks for your help, Miss Doyle. Any last bits of advice? Listen to actual Brit speak. Before you know it, the accent will be second nature. Oh, I never trust a safe house in the Okafengo Delta. The flooding is just inevitable. I'll try to keep that in mind. She gives you a Matronly hug. The boss is all to update Hunt your progress. A few seconds later, Hunt walks over with Chris in tow. I hear your accent is coming along. Now, next I would like you to work on conveying your emotions, or rather conveying less of them. But wouldn't that make the performance a bit wooden? I believe the word you were searching for is subtle. Chris can help. He's done excellent work on peer movies in the past. Find me when you're done. Hunt strides out to me, asking to review some cost size, leaving you with Chris. So, where do we start? Teach. I haven't taken an acting class since college, so I'm a little rusty. No worries, I'm guessing you'll pick this up quickly. I thought we'd go back to basics. Moments like this, when she's surrounded by the rest of aristocracy, the Duchess is almost trapped by her role. I want you to imagine that as a physical constraint. Like, what, I'm inside a glass cage? Even smaller, your body is frozen in a block of ice on your face, and maybe the tips of your fingers can move. But how will I express anything at all then? You really need to feel the emotion. Try to remember moments in your life where you felt the way she feel. Wait, are we going method? A little method lights. I promise it will help for a movie like this. Alright, I'll try anything once. You sit down in a chair, back rigid, motionless. Alright, the king is knocking on the door. Scream? You think back to the first time you appeared on stage in your middle school production of N. The pain of your stomach anxiety. The fear that you'll forget everything the minute you step on stage. You let it all course through you. Let me in. That's good, really good. I think you're starting to get the hang of it. Well, thank goodness. Otherwise, I just gave myself a stomach ache for nothing. Let's try this again. The king eventually agrees to grant Francis a yearly pension and a small estate. How would you react? You sit perfectly still, but imagine the best moment of your life, just out of the attend another's premiere, when the entire theater bursts into thunderous applause. A smile flits across your lips, but suddenly, barely there, and your breath catches with excitement, and your eyes sparkle. I can see it. She's overjoyed, but her courtly facade is intact. Really, did I get it? It was perfect, just the kind of solo word Hunt's looking for. Chris calls Hunt over a piece of exercise, replacing a happy moment with the low point in the script. You remember when your pet hamster, Hero no meows, died? Your lips tremble, and your eyes miss over, but you don't move an inch. That's a significant improvement. But then Dakota always had talent. This was just about shifting the technique slightly. Well done, everyone. So is it time to try a scene? Harley strolls up beside Hunt, hands on her hips, a smirk playing around her lips. Definitely, just as soon as she passed my etiquette class. I wouldn't say I have excellent manners, but I don't want to call it a joke. I'm sure you do for a modern one, but you need to evince courtly manners. If you're totally comfortable with the etiquette an aristocrat would adhere to, you'll seem more natural on camera. And you know about courtly manners? I do actually. When I was younger, I was pretty involved with Renaissance fairs. One summer, I even toured with one as a member of the Royal Court, and not in the Queen's service to be exact. You should have seen me joust. That's incredible! We had a lot of fun. I seriously filled out my sword collection. Anyway, I want to get this done before my coffee break. You good to go? Let's get manner. Characters at the top of the aristocracy food chain, bearing the king and queen, obviously. Formal dining and court etiquette would be a part of her everyday life. Wouldn't she be nervous around the king? That's complicated. On the one hand, her future depends on his benevolence. But she's also an old friend of his, and this is her everyday life. She might be nervous about the outcome, but not about her manners. Got it. Let's start at the very beginning. Harley sits you down nearby table. It's working! Let's start with a place setting. She have dined around royalty her whole life, so this would be second nature. This looks complicated, less involved than I expected. Don't worry, you only need to remember a few things to get it right. The first thing you remember is work from the outside in. So this tiny fork. It's only for seafood. It would be on the table if you were serving oysters, say. After that, it's pretty self-explanatory. The course will come out in the right order. You just take whichever utensil's farthest to the outside. It makes sense, presumably. Right, eating soup with the fork was never a thing. So what about these utensils on top? Those are dessert utensils. During normal service, they might as well not exist. That's not too tough. What's next? Well, the king is actually going to come to the Duchess' private dining room in a later scene. She will note to rise and curtsy when he entered. Like this. He stand and dip into a low floor grazing curtsy. That's just for formal ceremonies. More like this. Harley demonstrates, bending about foot hands, holding invisible skirts at her side. Got it. Rise and curtsy. I need to know. A lot of courtly etiquette is stuff you probably already know. A lady would never sit up straight. I mean, I was about to say she would never sit up straight. A lady will sit up straight, never rest her elbows on the table, and take small bites. Yeah, I already know that. It's starting to sound like my mom. Yeah, the greatest has definitely got passed down through the generations. Last thing to remember is eye contact. As in, don't make it with the king? The opposite, actually. Don't look at the servers during dinner. So what, aristocrats pretending their servers to exist? Not necessarily. Sometimes they were quite close with them privately, but during a formal dinner, they will acknowledge them. Before you say it, yes, it's super ironic that etiquette is so rude. So ready to put your fancy new manners to the test? And doubly, my good lady. I'll start with the softball. What are the fork and spoon at the top of your plate setting for? Self-defense. Soup and salad? Therefore the dessert. So they're at the top of the plate because dessert is the high point of dinner. Sure, if that helps you remember. Okay, so you're sitting by the fire, embroidering or whatever while you wait. When suddenly the king arrives, what do? Rise in a curtsy. Like this to be exact. You stand and drop into a curtsy. Totally professional. Last question. You just started dinner. What's your posture like? Sitting up straight. Your mom will be so proud. Let's run through it all one more time. Just to make sure you got it. Dessert. Self-defense. Let them eat cake. As long as they're using the right fork, absolutely. Stand and curtsy. And I will sit up straight. Your mom will be so proud. Harley stands pleased, the arm across her stomach and bows from the waist. Excellent done, ma'am. My thanks for your impeccable instruction. What's that? Mid-gay praise, music to my ears. Hey, you deserve it. You know, Harley head back over to the set where Hunt and Chris are waiting. So are we ready to proceed? I'll flash you a skeptical look and eyebrow raised. I got this. Let's try it again. Excellent. We'll pick up where we left off in your own time. You and Chris both take a deep breath and launch into the scene. So during the meal, I should just sit in the corner? You stiffen your entire body, only your eyes showing how appalled you are. Sit. Of course not. You stand at the ready in order to cater to any of the king's needs. Remember, always serve him before me. Always. And never let his glass be empty. Your future and mine may very well depend upon this night. Cut. So how was my... how's my accent? You sound very aristocratic to me, though I'll defer to the expert. Turns to Miss Doyle expectantly. I would have thought it was obvious. She was incredible. I could have mistaken her for Piers. Hunt turns to look pointedly at you, then Chris. Both of you are quite competent. The dynamic between you is really taking shape. When a servant sees your servant, but the tension is always there. You mutual desire undercurrent to everything you say. Not gonna lie, it did feel pretty good, like things were just clicking. Exactly, we're in lockstep already. I agree, which is why I'm calling today's rehearsal. Great job, everyone. We'll reconvene tomorrow. Everyone starts to disperse. Hunt steps up to you, rests a finger on your elbow to get your attention. Yes. Just want to say I'm impressed to absorb all that new information so quickly and synthesize it into a performance like that. He gazed at you with the almost wistful look in his face. It's heartening. Aw, Hunt looks down at his hand, still on your arm. He drops it quickly. Stop teasing me. Now that I know what you're capable of, I'll expect nothing less than the best. No, I'm planning to bring it. He turns and strides off the set without another word. You're gathering up your things when Harley waves you over to where she's standing with Chris and Addison. Look at you teachers, pet. I've never seen Hunt that enthusiastic about performance. Or, you know, pleasant. And we're still just in rehearsals. Thanks, guys, but the credit should go to... I feel like it should go to everyone. Like, why am I not praising everyone? I don't want to praise Miss Doily because Harley helped out. I don't want to praise Harley because Miss Doily helped. So I guess I'll just give it to Chris. Tears that Harley did anything. Well, we were after Subway, right? Maybe what I needed most was a tiny nudge in the direction. So Chris and I were planning to head out for a drink to celebrate the first official day on set. My wife has even given me the night off info duties. You guys in? I wish, but I promised my niece to help her make a costume for a book report. Who's in it? Leonardo da Vinci. I'm still working on the mechanics on the Vitruvian man suit we settled on. Smelling, she waves at everyone and hurries off, humming to herself. What about you, Dakota? It's your chance to reconnect with Harley and Chris and learn how to impress your director, Thomas. Nah. That sounds like a blast, but I'm still a little worn out from the trip to SF. Next time? For sure. Don't worry, there will be plenty of next times. Come on, Chris, those drinks don't down themselves. Right, behind you. Just promise me no challenging the bouncer to a laser sword duel like last time, okay? You know I can't make that promise. The two of them head out and you call a calm home. That's like I got a date with all the BBC posh shows. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. You wake up the next morning to an email from Hunt to the entire cast and crew. Working on locking down location for the rest of the shoot. Enjoy the day off, T. An actual day off? I almost forgot what that was like. You lunch in bed with a cup of coffee and a book until your phone buzzes with a text from Matt. Busy today? Day off. Want to swing by my place? They discharged me. That's amazing. I'll be over ASAP. Can't wait to see you. You quickly get ready and head over to Mass. When you arrive, Matt has just finished up physical therapy with the trainer. Holding tight to the edge of a counter, he squats down. Sweat drips off him and he winces in pain. You doing good, bro. Great job, Matt. Just one more rep. Matt forced himself to repeat the exercise once more, then he eased himself up, panting. That was great. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep practicing the arm extensions I showed you. Guess they didn't want to actually show the trainer. Got it, arm extensions. Matt gives the trainer a high five. She packs up her things, not see you, and heads out. Matt walks over too slowly, halting, leaning heavily on the cane. One leg is still in the complicated brace, but the rest of the cast are. Thanks so much for coming, Dakota. It's nice to have some company. Of course. You look great, though. At this rate, you'll be back in normal to no time. Smoke and mirrors. I feel about 100 years old. Sorry, that must be so hard. It's going to be a long process, but I'm trying to stay positive. Doctors think I can make a full recovery if I stick to my therapy regimen. That's great, Matt. I bet you'll be feeling more like yourself in no time. He smiles and starts hobbling towards the kitchen. Can I get you something to drink? My dad brought by some homemade agua fresca. Sounds great. But what flavor is? Let me get it. You need to sit down. What, you don't think I'm capable of carrying a couple glasses across the room? No, you had intense physical therapy. You need a rest. No, it's just I want to help. He sighs heavily, shaking his head. I'm sorry, I know you're coming from a good place, but I have to start doing things for myself. Of course. Matt pours your drink and painstakingly carries it back to the couch. He sinks and gratefully next to you. You've only just started catching each other up on what's been happening lately when Matt's phone alarm goes off. Damn it. Everything okay? Everything's fine. I just need to start my next round of stretches. I don't want to fall behind my therapy. Of course, should I go? That might be best unless you could stay and help me out. You make a much better partner than tying or resistance band to a chair leg. Stay to help Matt work through some of this fallout from his injury and spend some intimate time together. Well, no, thank you. Get out of here. Hello, too, but I want to knock a few things off my to-do list today. I'm not sure when I'll have another day off. Of course, thanks so much for taking the time to come see me. Now, more than ever, I realize how lucky I am to have people like you in my life. Matt walks you over to the door, his steps slow but determined. Promise you'll keep getting better, okay? That's a promise I intend to keep. You give him a hug, then call a car and head for home. You're about halfway back to your place when a text comes in. Dakota's Thomas' son. Lies! Welcome to the 21st century! I know it probably feels scary now, but you'll get used to it. Very funny. That word is obsolete. It's lols now. I will let Mr. Cole. Don't expect me to debase myself with ludicrous acronyms. Fine, be that way. What up? As it happens, I have good news. A very old friend owes me a favor. I told her about the production and she's pulled a few strings. And? Seriously, with the suspense right now. I'm not sure what that means, but the upswing is that she secured us a cast in Cordone for a location shoot. Pack your bags. We'll fly out tomorrow morning. And we're going to Cordonia. You're off to Cordonia to shoot The Last Duchess on location. Find out what's in store for you and the crew in the next chapter of Red Carpet Diaries. Alright, so this chapter was pretty basic. I mean, not much happened. We just did a rehearsal, then we had a day off, and then now we're going to Cordonia next week. So, anyways, I'll see you guys next week for the next chapter of Red Carpet Diaries. So see you then. Bye-bye.